Hello everybody and welcome to Pokemon Episodes, a new Pokemon dice RPG created by me for my creative portfolio that I now want to share with all of you. This video will teach you the basics of how to play and how the system works, so let's get into it. In creating the Rad D6 system and adapting it for the Pokemon universe, I wanted something that was fast-paced and simplistic in design. If, like me, you're a fan of the franchise's many television adaptations, then this is the system for you. Instead of a clumsy, over-bloated system, we have one that will allow battles to play out like they do on the television series. Rather than many hours of complicated encounters, Pokemon episodes can have encounters play out over minutes, so that you can continue to explore any of the popular regions or an original one created for your group. The system is easy because it's pass-fail in design, meaning each task you attempt to complete has a challenge rating, and you need at least that many successes to pass the check. With episodes, you'll only be rolling 6-sided dice, where a roll of 4 or 5 counts for 1 success, and a roll of 6 counts as 2. To figure out how many dice you roll, or how many dice are in your dice pool, just follow this simple equation. Now that you know the very basics of the system, we can create your player character. Typically, you will likely be making a trainer to go out in search of all the badges and become a Pokemon master. However, the system is open so that you can also run a Malasada cart with your best bud Wobbuffet, but that'll be between your group and your DM to decide the nature of your characters. It is important to note that the Pokemon and people have different stats. Pokemon will have the familiar stat block we all know and love, but we'll get to that in a bit. Human characters have 3 stats that make up their foundation. These stats are the Frame, Intellect, and Nature stat, and they're known as the Pillar stats. The Frame stat is reflective of the physique of a character. Those with more brawn than brain or are in great shape will want a higher Frame stat. The Intellect stat is a show of intelligence. Bookworms, nerds, or the gifted kid who peaked in 4th grade will want a higher Intellect stat. The last Pillar stat is the Nature stat. Your nature is all the intangibles that you can't teach. Charismatic characters and those with strong intuition will want a higher Nature stat. Each Pillar stat also has a set of specialized skills that you can add ranks to increase your chances of success. These specialized skills are modifiers in the dice pool equation. Now that we know how to make your trainer, let's move on to Pokemon. As stated before, Pokemon stat blocks consist of the 5 stats we all know and love by now: Attack, Defense, Special Attack, Special Defense, and Speed. In the Pokemon episode system, each rank in one of these stats is the number of dice you would roll for an attack. The battling section of this video will cover that. The biggest change between Pokemon episodes and the video game releases is that Pokemon do not have levels in this system. Instead, Pokemon are split into tiers from 1 to 4. Tier 1 Pokemon are starter level Pokemon like Charmander, Bulbasaur, and Squirtle. Tier 2 would be their first evolutions to Charmeleon, Ivysaur, and Wartortle, and Tier 3 would be their final evolutions of Charizard, Venusaur, and Blastoise. It is important to note that even if a Pokemon like Shuckle does not have an evolution, they can still ascend in tier as they grow stronger. The 4th tier that I mentioned previously is reserved for legendaries or Pokemon of legendary status. You would find your Ho-Ohs and Lugias here, as well as super powerful non-legendary Pokemon like Ash's Pikachu. The last bit to creating your partner Pokemon is its moveset. As with all Pokemon games before it, your Pokemon cannot learn more than 4 moves, and be sure to check with your DM on what moves will be okay for your specific campaign. I have compiled all the moves up through Generation 5 that are usable in the system, and they can be found separated by type in the rulebook. The rest of these moves will be added later on, and hopefully with some help this time, so don't fret. If a move is not in that you want or need for your Pokemon, feel free to contact me, and I'll put it in, or work it out with the DM, and then tell me so I can double check it and put it in the rulebook. Important note on moves. A Pokemon cannot learn a move if the governing stat is not of the correct tier. For instance, this Tier 1 Pikachu cannot learn Bolt Strike because it is Tier 3, and their attack stat is only a 3. However, this Pikachu can learn Thunder Fang because their attack stat is at the Tier 2 level. If that does not make sense, just remember this equation. You have your trainer, you have your partner, and now you want to hunt down all 8 badges and be a Pokemon master, right? But how do we train? Well, battling, of course. Before the round begins, check the speed stat of all participating Pokemon. And yes, you can do multi-battles. Whoever has the highest speed stat will go first. In the event of a tie, there is a roll-off between the two, and the one with the most successes goes first. To attack, choose a move and build your dice pool using this equation. So if our Pidgey uses Gust on Rattata, our special attack is 3, plus the tier of the move, which is 1, and our same type attack bonus or stab adds an additional die for a total of 5 dice. Rattata will roll dice equal to its special defense, in this case 2, at the same time. We subtract the number of defensive successes from the offensive successes to determine how much damage was dealt. If Rattata were to have more successes than me on defense, there is no special effect. However, if I had attempted a move like Fury Swipes, my number of attacks stops there. Critical hits can happen from time to time. Depending on the tier of your Pokemon, you need a certain number of 6s in your attack to roll a crit. Crits are double damage. Tier 1, you would need 3 6s. Tier 2, you need 4. And Tier 3 and 4, you need 5. It is important to add that type advantages and disadvantages are also important, and any 2 times or 4 times bonuses would be factored in to the damage dealt. Same with penalties from disadvantages. When you want to catch Pokemon, it's super simple. You'll want to battle first, likely, to make things easier for you, but each ball has a value that determines the dice pool for the catch attempt. It's a straight roll-off between the Pokemon and the trainer to determine the catch. So now you know how to play the game. This game can be played with just paper and dice, however there exists wonderful tabletop simulator mods that would allow you to have fun in a 3D environment, as I did with my group. There are no rules for a tabletop setting, so please go ham and let me know what you did. If you would like to get your hands on the beta of Pokemon episodes, you can find the sign up link in the description below. Signing up will get you all future updates sent directly to your email, and they're fresh off the press. Things still to come with the system include the rest of the moves, Lord help me, Dynamaxing, and Z moves, among other tweaks and edits as more feedback rolls in. You can catch me on social media here, and let me know your thoughts on the game or how your games are going. I've also put together a group, and we are running a campaign, and I will be uploading content from that campaign as well, and that will be coming soon. I gotta get out of here. Shuckle and I have some training to do. Cheers.